So this is the card here. Comes with 2 GB of RAM and it's clocked to 1084 megahertz. I've got it configured and set up on an Asus motherboard, the 768 Gen 3 deluxe motherboard with 32 GB of Corsair RAM. Now the card that you see, the graphics card, is quite big, so I'm just going to go over a few things briefly just to point out what might be when you buy the card. But if you can get around these issues, it'll be okay. So I'm looking inside the PC here. This is a Thermaltake Tsunami Dream. It's a very old case, probably about 6 years old now, but it functions fine. It's got detachable drive bays for the floppy disk drive and hard drives, which usually appear here. But I've had to take it out because as you can see, the graphics card, there it is, the GeForce GTX 680, actually sits inside of the case, but as you can see, it comes quite far over to where the drive bays are. So if you have a look at the drive bays there's one there, and the end of the board would have hit off that drive bay. So the card is actually quite big. As you can see, as far as how deep it is quite deep, and on the back of the PC it actually takes up 3 PCI slots. So you need to be aware that you need 3 PCI slots on your PC available, and you need a hell of a lot of space inside of your tower system. Now the card actually runs on 2 separate power supplies. It's a PCIe 2 connection, but the power supplies are just standard PCIe power. The cables which come from the PSU, these are 2 separate cables. So this is one dedicated power supply, and this is another dedicated power supply here. So you cannot have a daisy-chained power supply from the PSU going to the graphics card. You must have a separate power supply cable which is not daisy chained. That one on the left hand side that you see is an 8-pin connection. This one on the right hand side is a 6-pin connection. Providing that both of these cables here are separate coming from the PSU, and the PSU that I have got is one I got from Maplin. That one there, it's the modular version. They do a G7 Power Extreme, which is not a modular, which doesn't actually give the right power supply connections to the PCI bus. But if you choose the modular one, it actually gives the right connections. That actually runs it okay. So where I talked about the daisy chain before, here from this cable you've got a connection coming off the first power connection there, which can be daisy chained to another one. And as you can see, you've got the 6 connection there, and you've got an extra 2 on the side there which you can put in. If I put this 6 connection pin there into that one from this same cable here, it would not work and the card would not power up. So 2 things to bear in mind there. Make sure you got the right PSU with the right attachments there, 2 dedicated PCIe power connections, and make sure you've got enough space inside of your motherboard with enough PCI slots available on your motherboard as well at the back of your case. So there you go. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you.